This podcast was recorded live in the Purple Room Studio.
We've been yammering on for an hour and a half.
Yes.
We should
for an
start
hour.
the show.
Yeah, I guess I'll agree to that. Why not, eh?
Yeah.
You recording it?
I've hit the record button, I've put my marker in, and now I will say, hello everyone.
Ooh!
Welcome to the Streamvoid podcast, episode 148.
Ooh, the Halloween episode.
The Halloween episode, that's right. I am MikeyT, and of course across from me is KurbStomped.
Bonsoir.
You can find us everywhere under our respected monikers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you're listening to the Streamvoid podcast. Oh. No, not you.
Not me.
You,
Okay.
out there in the La La land.
I see.
Is it La La land? The internet land. Whatever it is, this is the Streamvoid podcast. This is a show about life and video games and
Everything in between.
everything in between. You're saying along right now.
Yep, I am anyways.
Now, let me tell you, the boys at work,
Uh-huh.
they always say it. They know. Every time. They say it every time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like the catchphrase now. It's a show about life and video games and everything in between.
So you just hear that out of random times, or what?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
Especially when somebody, and I say it too, when someone asks me about what my podcast is about, or what our podcast is about. It's a show about life and video games and everything in between.
No one ever asked me because I don't tell anybody, because anyone that I would tell, I don't want them to hear it.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, no, I guess at work or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can hear us again. Oh, okay, there's the thing. I'm going to hit pause on that because I can hear us. So,
Yes.
there is everything in between.
Uh-huh.
Tell me about some of that in between crap.
Oh, me personally?
You personally, tell me about how the last... I mean,
2 days
it's only
have
been
been?
a couple days since we recorded
Yeah.
the previous podcast, just due to scheduling
Yeah.
and, the 1010 stream.
Yeah.
If you don't know what the 1010 stream is, go back, listen to the podcast,
Yeah.
and we'll tell you all about the 1010 stream.
Yep.
And the previous one as well.
Yep.
And, of course, the wife and I went hunting.
Yes.
So, it's only been a few days.
Uh-huh. So what have I done?
So, what have you done in those few days?
Well, I don't know if I don't remember if I mentioned it on the last stream last Wednesday, but that was my first day back to work after my 2 weeks off. And I did my whatever. I had to do my ordering and stuff like that, but I ended up working all 3 days in the office this week because there was all these bookings for next year that I had to do that I didn't know about. Like, we'll get emails that'll say, like, hey, this is due, deadline is this date, and if you order by that day, you get a discount, stuff like that. So I knew about the ones that I was doing, and I did them, and I just happened to call the other store where the other guy that he does a bunch of the fishing stuff works, and I was like, oh, I've done this, whatever, and talked about it. I'm like, I think that's everything. I think I'm done. And he's like, no, what about these 3 that you haven't done yet? And I was like, I don't know about those 3. What are you talking about? And he's like, oh, I just got an email. These ones are due on, like, October 31st or whatever. And I wanted to get them because I'm not going to be back in the office till November 1st. So I was like, oh my God, like, I didn't know about these. So I had to do all these bookings for these things to get them done. And that involves me looking at what we sold in the last year and ordering based off of what I think we're going to sell next year.
Yep.
And what I think we're going to sell next year is way less than what we sold or what I've traditionally ordered. Like, normally it'd be like, oh, I'd be buying like $10,000 worth of fly lines. And it's like, this year we're going to get $2,000 worth of fly lines. It's crazy.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah. Sales went way down on all this stuff.
I guess with, when all the restrictions are lifted, people are not, having to go outside and do things anymore.
Well, it was
they can
more
just
like
stay inside again.
in COVID times, no one could leave the country.
Yeah.
So everyone was like fishing and camping.
Yep.
And everyone bought everything we had. And now you can go back to Cuba. So I don't need to go fishing here.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I did this. And then as I was finishing those off, I was like, okay, let me look at these other regular orders we would do for vendors I get every week or whatever. And so there's a big one we do for camping stuff, and it's out in Toronto, Ontario it comes from. and it takes like 2 weeks to get here.
Yeah.
When you order it, right? 2 to 3 weeks. Because they have to get the order, make the skids, ship them out, and they ship them by ground. It's not like they're, sending them overnight. They'll just ship them out, and they get here when they get here. So I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, did this order not get done when I was gone? And they're like, no. And I was like, oh, why didn't it get done? And they're like, had all these excuses, like, oh, this is the blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, okay, so this order that I normally do every week, wasn't done for 2 weeks. So now I'm doing it now. So it's not going to show up for 2 weeks. So for a month to 5 weeks, we're just not going to get any product from these guys. It's like, okay, good thing I went over with everybody to make sure all this stuff got done. Because other orders that take 2 days to get here got done. But the one that takes the longest, they just didn't even do.
That's wild.
So I just was like, wow. Like, what was even the point of me telling anyone what needed to be done, because they didn't do it.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, wow, okay. And they said something like, oh, that's why we need you around here. And I was like, well, what if I was sick for a month? Like, just nothing gets done, like.
Yeah, right.
I was just like, okay, well, whatever, It was just like, okay. All right.
That's wild. Like, is there nobody there who, if you choose to leave, you're going to have to, train somebody for once? Or they just didn't do it?
They just didn't do it.
They just didn't do it.
Yeah.
That's
so
wild.
I just was like, okay, whatever. I'll do it now, I guess. So I sent it in. And then there was a whole thing, like, we have all these winter jackets, so we have too many winter jackets right now. It's not quite cold enough for winter jackets, so I didn't order any winter jackets, right?
Yeah. And
the company we order from, they know how, I've told them how our system works. Like, I go in and I want to, when we get down to 2 jackets, I want to order 4 jackets, and it'll automatically make an order for 4 jackets when we get down to 2, right?
Yeah.
So when I sent the order in, there was no jackets on it for any of the stores. So previously, we had sent a thing in saying, oh, we didn't get we were shorted some jackets on the order, right? So when he gets the order, he sees there's no jackets on it. He knows they weren't reordered. So then he's thinking, oh, they did get the jackets that they said they didn't get, and they're just trying to pull a fast one on me. So then he's calling the owner, like, what's the deal? There's no order for jackets. And you were short of jackets. They should be on the order. Like, what's happening? Are you trying to pull a fast one on me or whatever? So then we had to explain to him, like, no, we just didn't order any jackets this time because we have too many jackets. We did not get the jackets that you said we got before. And it's just a whole thing. It's like, oh, my God. So now...
Like, you shorted us jackets.
Yeah.
Which, did you pay for the jackets?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's the whole thing, is that now he thinks we did get the jackets, and then we didn't pay for them.
No, we just redid our inventory, and there's too many jackets.
Yeah. So... because there's been shortages like that, now we have to, when we get from this company, normally it'd be like, we get an order from this company, and it says on the thing, we got 5 skids, 500 boxes. We'd say, okay, we got 5 skids, check. On the bill of lading, from the delivery company. Yep. Now it's like, no, that's not good enough. We have to be 500 boxes.
Yeah.
So now when we get a delivery, we have to be like, sorry, truck driver, you gotta wait. We have to count all the boxes. So they're going to love that for sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
we don't normally do that.
No. Well, I mean, you should be counting all the boxes, but I don't know if you need to keep the driver there.
Well, if we're not going to sign for it because it's short, they have to take it away.
Yeah.
So...
oh.
Yeah.
They just have to take it away?
Yeah, we'll refuse shipment. Yeah, that's the idea. If there's not what it says on the bill of lading, we say, no, that's incomplete.
Incomplete. Send it back.
So...
that's wild.
Yeah. So, we'll see how that works out.
It's a little bit counterproductive doing that.
But
I mean, counting everything and not having everything that you ordered, yes, that's good.
We do that. We do that when the driver's gone.
Yeah.
So normally we would just say, "Oh, 5 skids. Here you go. Bye-bye, driver." But now we don't know. I think it's a combination of them shipping it and not checking the right amounts. Like the guy in their warehouse. Throws it in a box and screws it up, and then maybe on our end, someone in the store counts it wrong, right?
Yeah.
But they want to be like, oh, it's not the company we're shipping it with is taking a box off the top and stealing items, and then we get it, and it's like, well, it says 500 boxes, but we only got 499, so someone got lost somewhere. So yeah, that's the idea. Anyways, I'm like, oh, that's really cool. What a really cool and fun thing we're gonna have to do. So, anyways, that was pretty much work. There was the usual in the office. I mean, like, anyways. I think my good friends, like, kids are, I don't know, they're, the one kid's in school, and it seems like she's always having to, he just seemed, I don't know, anyways, she had to take him to the hospital because he fell in gym class, because maybe he has a broken arm or something like that, but it's like, wow, like, at least once a month, there's something up with your kid, where he's, like, getting in a fight with his teacher, or he's getting kicked out of class because he doesn't get along with his teacher. It's just like, wow. And then she's always, oh, the teachers, I don't know what their deal is with them. You know, they're all these, he just gets the worst teachers. And I'm like, I think the common denominator here isn't the teachers. Yep. So anyways, I don't say anything. I just sort of like nod and smile. I don't smile. I just nod, you know.
Just nod, yep. Mm-hmm. Sounds not right, but sure. And
then she leaves, so that's okay too. So I can't complain about that. Yeah, that was pretty much it for work. And then I didn't do any streaming. I'm off till the 1st.
Very good.
And I didn't really play anything except some Pokemon. Had a faff about in there. And I played a little more Liza P, New Game Plus, just to mess about and see what's going on.
OP? You're OP? Going through? Smashing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Very good.
And then I started watching some videos about Liza P, people's strategies and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, there's some strategies that I didn't really know sort of worked that way, or items that I was like, oh, that's how that item works. That would have been interesting to know. But in those style of games, it's like, okay, you pick up an item, you don't want to just use it immediately, because is that the only one in the game? Like, I don't know. So when I would pick up like a throwable item, like a saw blade, I would just be like, well, I don't want to use it. I only got one. And then by the time you get some more, it's like, well, it's just a saw blade. Like, what's the saw blade going to do? Like, I've thrown the gear. The gear, just you throw it. It hits the guy. He does a little damage. The end, right? So you never try the saw blade. And then I'm watching these videos. I'm like, oh, when you throw the saw blade, it, like, goes back and forth through them a bunch of times and hits them, like, 5 times.
Bounces around.
It's like, oh, nice. That would have been interesting to throw. And then it's like, you have your puppet has different arms you can attach. So there's like the flamethrower arm and everything. And there was a shield one that I was using. And I was like, okay, that's good. It'll block a few attacks, whatever. But then it's like, oh, if you go online and watch these videos, you learn like, oh, if you just hold the guard button and then spam the parry button while you're guarding, if you hit the parry button at the right time, it will parry the attack. But if it doesn't, it still guards. And it's like, whoa, that would have made it a lot easier to fight all those bosses. Or like the second to last boss that I fought, she throws these lightning bolts at you, and I'm just dodging them because there's like 6 of them coming down. But then I watch a video about a guy fighting her. It's like, oh, if you parry that lightning, it bounces back and hits her. It's like, wow, that would have been good if I could parry those. So, because like when I see lightning coming to me, I think
you can't parry lightning.
And you can't block it either. You're just going to be electrocuted. But no, you can block it. And you can parry it. But I never even thought to even try blocking it.
I mean, why would you?
It's so lightning. I'm just like, I got to dodge it. So anyways, it would have made it a lot easier if I would have known these things. But I guess that's my fault too for not just trying.
Yeah.
Like the whole point of the game is you die 100 times. So I should have just go in there and be like, can I block the lightning? Oh, I can.
Yeah, there you go.
That
you got to experiment a little bit more.
That would have been a little... Well, yeah. But as I play all these different Souls-likes, I am experimenting more and learning more. So anyways, that was pretty much it. I watched VHS 85 last night.
Yeah.
Which was okay. Have you ever watched any of the VHS ones?
No.
They're pretty good. You should check them out. They're like anthology horror shorts.
Shorts? Yeah.
Pretty much.
I like a good short.
So there'll be like 5 stories in the one movie, and maybe they're interconnected a little bit, depending. And this one they were all supposed to take place in the 80s, so they're all like filmed on camcorders. Yep. So the quality's really bad because it looks like they're but it looks like they're filmed like on a VHS.
Yeah.
I don't think they were. I think they probably filmed them high def and then added a filter and cropped the screen down.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So maybe they'll do like a high def 85 eventually, so you can see better quality later. But the stories were interesting. The special effects were cool. Actually, the special effects are probably even better because the film grain just sort of distorts.
Yeah, it hides a lot of things.
So you would see it and be like, "Well, that looked really cool," but then if you saw it in HD, you'd be like, "Oh, that looks so fake." But it was not my favorite VHS one I've seen. It was good, but
there's a lot of little tricks that people put in to hide a lot of the flaws and a lot of things. Yeah. Like shaky combat cam.
Yeah. Well, I could tell when it was like, oh, there was a cut here. Like they would always be here, take the camera, and then the camera will like shakily show the ground, and then it'll change the POV, and I'll be like, okay, that's where they did a cut right there or whatever. But the stories were good. It wasn't my favorite VHS 85 one, but I've liked them all, so I would recommend any of them really. And I watched the first episode of The Fall of the House of Usher, which is the new Mike Flanagan one. He's the guy that did The Haunting of Hill House and The Haunting of Bly Manor and like Midnight Mass and Gerald's Game, all this stuff. So far, very interesting, very good.
Nice.
They give them a lot of money to do those shows.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude. They're they're very like popular on Netflix, so they got a lot of money behind them.
Nice.
And what's his name? The dude from what are those idiots that you like to watch on YouTube? The one that then the guy got fired because he was cheating on his wife and stuff.
Oh, Funhouse?
Yeah. The one guy, the actor guy, Rahul.
Yeah, Rahul. Rahul Kaul.
He's in there. He's in the show. He's been in the last couple of them, but he's in there. And then there's a bunch of the other regulars that he uses that are in there as well. So I'll be like, oh, I recognize that person from that last show. Oh yeah, there's that person too. So. Yeah, it's pretty good. And then last night I watched another episode of the whatever the new boys show was called.
Yeah, Generation V.
I watched like the second or third episode. Pretty good. I like the little cricket girl. She's pretty funny.
Yes. We just wrapped episode 4 of that.
Yeah, the one I watched was they were going down. The one guy, I don't remember any of their names
maybe
except
3.
The little cricket girl. Mm-hmm. The guy was going into the basement where like the woods are.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that was one we watched too.
Yeah.
3. And he sent. Maybe
it was after like he found his Golden Boy's phone in his dad's crotch.
Oh yeah. Okay, we're on the episode after that.
Okay, yeah. So
I kind of know what's.
I like it. People are kind of poo pooing it because I don't know. The complaints I've heard are like, oh, they're just whiny. It's like, well, they're teenagers.
Yeah, they're
in
just
school.
Kids.
Yeah, it's like emo times, you know? They're just super powered kids, basically.
Yeah.
Surprising they're as like calm and collected and like down to earth as they are.
Right.
Like if it was like the real world like this, they'd all be like fucking Homelander. That's the attitude they would have.
Oh, good old Homelander.
Yeah, exactly. He's been arrested for murder.
Yes.
Yeah, what a guy.
What a guy.
Anyways, what about you? What have you been up to?
I mean, work was work, as usual. Mm-hmm. Nothing too exciting about that. Aegis Detailing, going to be opening up in a couple days.
Oh, I thought it was open.
I mean, the shop's there, and we're taking
private
customers.
Clients.
Yeah, we're taking clients, but their bookings are not until the shop opens.
I see.
And so in the next couple days here, everything's going to get filtered into the shop. I'm going to take the Jeep up there so we can get some before and afters of that. Because, I mean, you saw the Jeep when you came up. It's
a little muddy.
It's pretty muddy. It's pretty dirty. Yep. The inside's pretty gross. And it's too cold out there to detail now. So, getting up to the shop.
You mean?
Well, anything. It's still too cold to detail, too. It's cold.
Yeah, okay.
Detail in the heated shop. That's fine. Other than that, that's it. It was just another couple days. So nothing too exciting happened.
True.
We went on hunting yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Tried to get some geese, but it's hard to find the geese. It's hard to hunt geese when there's no green grass.
Or grains growing around here.
Grains growing around. Yeah. It's all just dry.
Yeah. What are they eating? Sagebrush?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They're
flying
always
to Alberta and Saskatchewan.
Yeah. They're always in like a farmer's field somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere you can't blast them.
Yeah, exactly.
Which makes things difficult.
Yeah.
We went up what the hell is that place? We went south towards Merritt, and then there's those lakes in that little area before Logan Lake. Can't remember what the hell they're called though.
Like Lac Lejeune?
Not Lac Lejeune.
Steak leg? No.
Not steak. I can't remember what it's called.
Anyways.
But yeah, we were up there. We took a real gnarly trail. It's like, oh yeah, ATV friendly. Okay, well, we're in a Jeep. We can go. we start going up this trail, and it's so tight. It's so rocky. I'm oh man, this is gonna be difficult. But yeah, made it all the way through.
Nice.
It's a good trail.
Do you have a winch yet?
Huh?
You have a winch?
No winch yet.
Oh my god, ballsy.
But I mean, there wasn't any mud.
Oh, okay.
It's not like a scree slope where we're gonna slide off. It's just like solid ground.
Oh yeah.
So having a winch isn't quite there. We don't need it yet. I mean, it's gonna cost so much money to get a winch.
Yeah.
Especially since I need to get tires and stuff too.
Yeah.
Need to get 35s. Got 33s on.
Oh, jeez.
Gotta get the 35s.
Yep.
Gotta get that couple inches of clearance and make it look meaner.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we're gonna do Ripsaw, the Ripsaw Trail, which is like one of BC's most famous overlanding trails.
Oh yeah.
Next year. So none of us that are going have a winch yet.
Oh shit.
And I feel like we might need one.
Yeah, maybe.
Although all the obstacles on that trail, you can kind of, like the harder ones, there's detours, so you can just go around them if you don't make it.
I see.
Yes. And then, yeah, just gaming with Wizard with a Gun.
Still on the gun?
Still on the gun. Mm-hmm. It's a good time. And then Cyberpunk, of course. Getting through there. I'm getting close to finishing, I think.
Oh,
the
yeah.
main storyline quest, anyway. I was doing a quest for a, one of the mayoral candidates of the city. And you have to go up in their apartment and look around and stuff. And I'm sitting right at the tippy top of their apartment, like on the roof of the apartment, because they're in the penthouse suite. And I look down into the city. I'm like, man, this city's vibrant. And then I zoom in because I've got 8-time optical zoom. And I'm like,
oh, we're talking about Cyberpunk
yeah.
now? Oh, sorry. I was like, wow, Wizard of a Gun sounds way different than I thought.
No, we switched to Cyberpunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
I missed that switch.
And I'm like zooming down into the city. I'm like, wow, this looks awful.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like we're looking at the traffic down on the bridge and in the roads. It was just like little cardboard cutouts of cars just bopping along the road. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, little tricks to make it run at a better frame rate.
Yeah. I've got everything cranked up again. So full ultra ray tracing.
Ooh, and what's your FPS?
I don't know. There's no FPS
30
counter.
then better? 30?
It's better than 30.
Okay.
It's up there.
Okay.
It's up there. Yeah, it looks so good.
Yep.
Except for those cars bouncing around.
Yeah, we talked about Cyberpunk last week. There was a whole section where we talked about it, and I put it on the YouTube channel as a whole segment. As I was listening to it, I was like, I guess I have to just restart this fucking game again.
Yeah, you have to restart it.
The other thing I found out is I think I can actually change the mouse controls, keyboard controls, so tab isn't toggle, or hold toggle to crouch. Hold tab to crouch, because that was a thing. That was sneaking was holding tab down. But I think you can't do it in the game, but I think you can do it in the like accessories section of the Xbox dashboard.
Yeah.
So I think I can actually get it to playable that way. So
I was trying to do the Cyber Psycho mission, but I was like right downtown, and everything's really hard downtown. Mm-hmm. And I came across a Cyber Psycho. He just kind of like dropped down, killed a guy, and then he turned invisible, and then I died.
Oh, fun!
I was like, what? What just happened? He like 3-tapped me with his mantis blades, and I was like, okay, just completely invisible.
That's what everyone seems to say, is the mantis blades are the way to go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I had mantis blades on my other character, and it's just like, yeah, mantis blade, dead.
Yeah.
But I need to increase my armor. I don't have enough armor.
Yeah, I gotta get that subdural armor going.
Subdermal.
Yeah,
you gotta do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, other than gaming, I've been doing a lot of creativity.
Oh, really?
Working on stickers and stuff for Aegis.
Ooh. Where are you gonna stick these stickers?
We're just gonna give them out.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, oh, you came up. Here you go. Have a sticker. A thank you card, maybe even a custom air freshener.
Oh,
a little aftercare.
I see. The white glove experience.
Yes, indeed.
Wow. Okay. What's the scent on the old air freshener?
I don't know. I haven't found a place that is cheap enough to do die cut air fresheners yet.
Yeah.
Custom die cut air fresheners, because they get expensive.
Maybe you don't need a die cut. Maybe it just needs to be printed.
Probably, but
I know you want to get it perfect.
No, you gotta get it perfect.
You gotta just not get it perfect and just get it pretty good.
That's what we're doing with GameHub right now.
Getting
not
it
doing
perfect?
it perfect.
Not getting
it
it
done.
perfect. I
Just
see.
getting it done, getting it out, and then expanding from there.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm not going to talk about the GameHub until I have more news.
Yes, there you go.
But I do need to come down and get some stock.
Come down and get some stock?
Yeah.
Oh, from the store? you
From
mean?
the store, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 cases waiting for you.
2 cases.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing all the inventory. I was like, oh, we're short like 28 games or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those are the ones they found. There might be others hiding about. When he finds them, he'll get them. But
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't tell me at all.
No,
he
they
found
probably didn't count them.
Oh.
They probably just was like, grab them all and put them on the skids. So, yeah, it was not intentional, but he found
No.
them.
Well, when he found them, he didn't tell me that he found them.
Oh, I don't think he found them until you asked for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that they were at the store.
Oh, so no one told you that they
no
found the
one,
ones?
no one told me that they found them.
Yeah, okay, well, that I'm not surprised about. I see what you're saying. You said, hey, we're missing some, and they never said, oh, we found them?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that I'm not surprised
That is
about.
correct.
Yeah, I'm not surprised about that then. Yeah.
Oh, I did put a marker in
Okay,
for
good
the start of the
you.
show. All right,
Perfect.
let's. I mean, there's no show we're kind of talking about.
Well, I mean, you're watching Loki, but you refuse to talk about it. So.
Yeah. Oh, did I watch this week's episode? I don't think I did. It's wild. I like it.
Yeah.
You should watch it.
If I didn't have to watch the previous season, maybe.
Yeah, you kind of do.
Yeah.
Although that guy who is playing the dude,
Owen Wilson?
He Who Remains.
Oh, Kang?
Yeah, Kang. He's of course being charged with something. I can't remember.
Yeah,
what he's being
domestic
charged with.
assault,
Yeah,
something like
domestic
that.
assault.
But he's not in Loki, is he? I thought they already got rid of him and got someone else.
Maybe.
What? So this dude is in Loki?
Hang on.
Maybe they already recorded it and it was too late.
It was probably already recorded.
So I think they got rid of him after that.
I think so as well. Must
Yeah.
be, since we're already watching it. Yeah, it's really good. I enjoy it. It's very good.
Cool.
Yes.
That's cool.
You know what else is cool?
No.
Patreon.com/StreamVoidPod.
I see.
That's right. You can get in there. You can throw money at the screen. You can help these two podcasters with your hard-earned dollary dues.
Yeah.
And support us in that way. You get access to the pre-show content. Of course, we have over an hour and a half of pre-show content this go-around. Mm-hmm. And who knows how much post-show content.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You get access to our Patreon exclusive videos as well. And we should do another one soonish, maybe.
Yeah, we should.
I mean, we've been saying that for months. Is it going to happen? Who knows? Everyone's super busy.
Well, one of us is anyways.
One of us is, yes. Patreon.com/StreamVoidPod. Just $1 a month gives you access to all of the pre-show content, the post-show content, the special videos, and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to help us out, if you enjoy this podcast, just $1 a month. That's all it takes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Let's talk about some news.
Okay.
Amouranth.
I've heard of her.
Yes. Everyone's favorite streamer.
Sure.
Her latest business venture, according to the article, will drive her haters to drink.
Her haters to drink?
Her haters to drink.
I don't know
So
if
there's
they'll
a
be
company
buying
out
this.
there. It's there's probably a couple of companies out there. They will brew beer with vaginal yeast.
Oh, my God.
They will add that in, brew it up, and so you'll have a beer created with that yeast. A particular special blend. And so she is going to have a bunch of beer. Done.
So, yeah. Jeez Louise. Yeah, they're going to, I guess, anyways, are they actually going to do this? I don't know. Is it just, they say they're going to do it?
It's a company.
Yeah. So
that exists.
You do a
I've seen it
swab, you send it in, and they brew up some beer that you can buy.
Yeah. Because you can just grow the yeast. It's alive. It's bacteria. You can just create more.
Yeah. She's got some yeasties going on, eh?
It's a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, okay, well, for obviously, this will sell out, obviously.
Obviously. Always. Anything that she does, puts her bodily fluids into, sells out pretty quickly.
Has she been doing fluids? I mean, she did.
She did the
bathwater.
The bathwater, of course, and
she farted in a jar,
or hot tub water, and her farts in a jar with a little couple of sprinkles of hair and who knows what else.
Jesus Christ. That's gross. Should we do a taste test? Should we get a couple of these?
I mean, it's going to be ridiculously expensive.
You think so?
Yeah.
How much is ridiculously expensive? Like, if we were to do a taste test of Amouranth's Coochie beer, how much is too much?
I'm looking at I'm on the site now.
Yeah.
And I'm looking up how much this stuff costs. I don't know if they're going to tell us how much it costs.
We'll send it out to the listeners and ask them if they think we should taste test the Coochie beer. It's a IPA though. I don't like IPAs, so I don't think I'm gonna like the taste regardless. I'm not an IPA enjoyer. Maybe if she was brewing up a lager or something like that, that'd be pretty good. But I'm not a huge IPA guy.
So there's there's 3 models, quote unquote, on their website where you can get their particular beer if you want.
And how much are those? And can they ship them to Canada?
It doesn't say.
Okay.
Doesn't say.
We'll have to keep an eye on it.
I don't know where you can get it from.
Maybe they'll ship it. I don't know. It's hard to say. I was trying to think, like, if anyone else in the world was to do this, would there be anyone I'd be interested in to be like, yeah, I'll try that out?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if there was. But then I was like, oh, you know what? I would try, I think. Because she famously said her pussy tastes like Pepsi Cola.
Oh?
Some Lana Del Rey. Other than that, I don't know if there's any that I would try. Maybe it was free. If I had to buy it, though, I don't know. But I think we're going to have to try the Amouranth Coochie beers.
If we can even order it.
Well, we'll keep an eye on it and see.
Yeah.
There's a quote here from Boogie. So... Anyways, it says he apparently said on Twitter, the fact that this will sell out is the grossest part of the whole thing. I don't know if Boogie should be talking about anything gross.
Probably not.
He who lives in glass houses and all that,
Yeah. That's just wild.
Yeah. But
it might be Patreon exclusive because I don't think they distribute it themselves.
No. It'll be like order it from the website or whatever. She's not going to be shipping them out from herself. Maybe it's not even done yet. Maybe it's just a...
Yeah, the article kind of says she just sent them the cells.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God. Imagine you get an STD. No, I'm just kidding. I think
the brewing process would.
Yeah, I don't think she has an STD.
No. And anyway, the brewing process would destroy anything that is.
And it's not like they're just going to drop the little pap smear into the vat.
No, that's not.
They'll culture it up and everything like that.
Yeah, they have to culture it.
Imagine they just tear open the envelope, drop it in the vat. Could you imagine?
I mean, isn't that how she did her farts in a jar? Just.
She farted on one jar on stream probably, and then she just took a bunch of empty jars and mailed them out. She didn't fart in every jar.
She farted in every jar?
Come on, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be
every
real.
Jar.
Let's be real.
Maybe she put in some kind of...
yeah, she just had a fart spray.
Yep, a little fart spray.
Yeah, she wasn't...
That's how you
think she just ate like a lot of broccoli and cheese for a week with Brussels sprouts?
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of streams of that. Of her farting in jars.
No, I don't think so. I don't think she was streaming farting in a jar. I think
fart jar stream.
No, don't. Your search history is just destroyed after this podcast. Oh my God. Like, didn't India, what's her name? India Fox get banned on Twitter or Twitch for a while because she farted in the microphone?
I don't know. I mean, YouTube's just full of farting, isn't it?
I guess so. I don't know. I'm not served up a lot of fart videos on YouTube.
I don't know why people like that.
I mean, it's funny, but I don't think she was farting in a jar for the lulz.
No, she was farting in the jar for $1,000 a jar profit.
Yeah, and I don't
It's
think
pure profit.
I don't
She
think she
paid
was-
what, $1 a jar?
she was not. No, she just got used pickle jars. She would eat the pickles and then fart in a jar.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think she was farting in all the jars, dude. I barely even think it was all hot tub water. They just went in the kitchen under the tap and just filled it up.
Yeah, they would have to,
Yeah,
because they would know that people would have, started drinking that shit.
disgusting.
Very disgusting.
Just pound that shit back
Yep.
and get like, I don't even know what you get from Legionnaire's disease, I guess.
Maybe.
Something like that. Anyways,
Let's talk about
Vagine
something.
beer.
Yes.
We're gonna get it.
Let's talk about something else that's disgusting.
Okay.
Unity.
Oh, Unity.
Why they felt they needed to rush out its controversial install fee program.
Yeah. So we talked about this.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to read over this article at all, so.
Excuse me, I did. So whatever it was, however, weeks ago, Unity was. They're like, we're gonna have a new fee for Unity, where it's like every install of a game you made in Unity costs you 25 cents. So if your game's installed a million times, you owe us $250,000. Good deal if you can get it.
Yep.
And everyone's like, okay, we're not going to use Unity anymore. That's easy. You've made it an easy decision for us.
Easy choice.
And people rioted. And it's been a huge thing where it's caused a lot of trouble for them. Their CEO had to step down. And it's been a whole thing, right? Where, what was it, like the guys behind Terraria started donating money to open source gaming engines and like...
Yep, like Godot.
Yeah, and all these guys are like, well, we were using Unity, but not anymore. Because who knows what bullshit they'll bring on us in the future. We're getting out while the getting's good. So the word is, this is on an article from Ars Technica, is that the whole thing came about because Unity had purchased this platform called Iron Source, which is a thing you use for mobile to get revenue by... You can manage your ad networks on your apps. So when you like a free-to-play game, you serve up an ad, and this Iron Source is a thing to like work all that together.
Yeah.
So they bought Iron Source for all this money, but they are it's not like the most popular one. There's another one called AppLovin that is apparently like the big one that they all use. So the idea was that they could go to these guys that use AppLovin and be like, hey, why don't you switch to Unity's Iron Source and we'll waive the Unity fee of the install. You're already using Unity to make the game, so switch to Iron Source and you won't have to pay the fee for using Unity. And that totally backfired because everyone's like, how about we just don't use Unity at all? So that was where this article has heard from people that were working with them and insiders that where this came from. And there was a lot of pushback from management and everything like, no, this is not going to go over well. You shouldn't do this. And they were like, well, we're doing it. So that's what's going to happen. Also part of the problem is Unity did an IPO for their company. Started at $68 per share. It went up to over almost $200 a share in 2021. Of course, every tech company's stock blew up like crazy during COVID times.
Yep.
But now it's down to $37 a share. So they need to get money going, profits, because even though they're doing like $1 billion in revenue, they still need to have like they're doing like almost $2 billion in revenue. They need to get up to $3 billion to be profitable. So they've got a long way to go. So that was where this came from, was we need to start getting money now. And this is the way to do it. They'll love it if we waive the fee. So they switch over to Iron Source. And everyone was like, no, forget that idea. So,
yeah, that seems like a terrible idea. How are they losing so much money? What are they doing over at Unity?
Well, it's a lot of it is acquisition. So they bought Iron Source.
Yes.
which cost them, I don't know how much, a lot of money. So that goes against the books for
for sure,
their profitability, right? So, it's just a quick solution. They thought, oh yeah, this will be the way to get the money going, and then it backfired on them. Even though when a lot of internal people were like, no, we can't do it this way, it's not going to work. But the higher ups, they get the final say. So even if everyone in the company says no, they still want to do it. Well, they're still going to do it. So that's kind of the way it goes. And that's also why I say CEOs are useless, because they just do nothing. Like, what's his name here? John Riccitelli, was he in charge? The CEO that stepped down? John Riccitiello. He was the guy in charge. So he stepped down, but he's going to have his whatever parachute out of the company he's got stock options and all that shit. So even if he fucks everything up, it doesn't matter. He's still fine, and he'll get hired on to be CEO of some other company. That's just the way it goes.
That's correct.
So,
I'm trying to read this merger agreement with Iron Source, and I'm like, I can't read any of that.
No, that's
just all.
So that's the way those things work with the merger agreements and all that stuff. Is lawyers word it in a way that a layperson cannot fathom it at all, so they need to have a lawyer to look at it, because they can't get through all the legalese. It's just like created fake jobs. Basically, they could write it in a way that any person could understand it, but they don't. It's intentionally obtuse, so you have to lawyers have a job. Same thing with accountants. You don't think the tax code could be a lot easier? Of course it could. But the tax accountants, especially in America, that's where it came from, is lobbyists like H&R Block lobbying Congress to make it so a normal person can't file their taxes on their own. They need a company to do it for them. So
there you go.
Anyways, pretty ridiculous thingy. And have you paid your fees to Unity yet?
No.
Uh-oh.
I don't use Unity.
Oh, I thought you were using Unity.
Nope. Unreal.
Oh, it was Unreal.
Unreal Engine 5.
Oh, shit.
That's what I'm using, baby.
Okay. Then you're safe.
Yes.
You don't got to worry about it.
It's true.
Yeah. Anyway, it's pretty stupid.
Yeah. Speaking of CEOs leaving.
Bobby
Kotick.
Yep.
Will be leaving Activision Blizzard January 1st, 2024.
Yes.
The big man.
Yep.
Taking off.
He is out finally. So that was always what was part of the deal with Microsoft, is they're going to buy Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, and then once they've smoothed through the transition, he'll step down. And it's like, what is he going to do to smooth out the transition between the company? He's not doing anything. Give me a fucking break. What a load of shit.
I mean, I guess if he smooths it over and stays that long, he gets a bigger bonus.
Oh, well, I mean, he doesn't need any more money. Believe me, he's fine.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they're saying, are really excited for him to go. Like, Activision's been, we've been talking about them since the podcast started about how fucky it was over there. And sexual harassment, and the good old boys club. They had the Cosby suite at the old gaming conventions,
the
and
old frat boy culture over there.
And that was basically the culture the company set from the top down. So it's not like he was unaware of how it operated there. It operated that way because that's the way he operated.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are excited to see him go. The other thing too, a lot of the things that we've seen that we've been like, why are they doing this, have happened because of Bobby Kotick. Like Overwatch 2 was initially because of him.
Get out of here, Overwatch 2. Nobody wants you.
Like the Diablo, what's that? Diablo Immortal. That's because of him.
Everyone's got phones.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he was not too pleased about that quote, but the whole point of that game was because of him coming in one day at work, just as he rolls in at noon. He goes, you know what I want to see? Diablo on phones. Free to play, premium game. Make that for me, please. And then he left it to 12:30 to his squash game. But yeah, same thing with Overwatch. I want another Overwatch. Oh, we don't need another Overwatch. Well, I want another Overwatch.
Just make it.
And then they go,
Overwatch
okay.
2.
And then they go, wink, wink. we're going to do Overwatch. It's a single-player game. Everyone's going to be excited for it. And then he's like, no, I didn't say single-player. Well, I didn't specify. My bad. That's my fault. I didn't say. No, I want a new multiplayer Overwatch game, not a single-player game. So anything that's happened recently that's been weird is him, basically.
Old Kotick.
And I mean, yeah, for the bottom line, of course, Diablo on a phone makes a lot of sense. A new Overwatch makes a lot of sense, but they're not like things most gamers want, really.
No, nobody asked for it, but they still gave it to us.
Well, yeah, no. So the other thing too is like, anyways, they totally fucked up Diablo Immortal.
Yeah,
with the announcement. If they would have announced it like not at friggin' BlizzCon as their like Diablo thing,
yeah.
If they just had done it as like a tweet, like, "Hey, we're doing portable Diablo. It's available now on beta. Sign up." People would have lost their minds.
Yeah.
But since they did it at BlizzCon, like, "Hey, the next Diablo,
it's
gonna
coming.
be really, it'll be super sick, man. Check it out." And then it's like, it's on your phone.
You only need your thumbs to play.
Like, no one gave a fuck about this.
No, everyone wanted Diablo 4.
Yeah.
And they got Diablo Immortal.
And then they got Diablo 4, and they're like, actually, we don't want this either.
No, it's really bad.
Well, not really bad, but
no.
It's also not exactly quite what they were hoping for. But
no. Everyone just wanted Diablo 2.
Yeah, basically. Well, they did do that, so.
Yes, they did.
But yeah, same thing with Black Ops 2. No, wait. Call of Duty Warzone 2. Like, why didn't they just keep Warzone?
Yeah, why Warzone 2?
Well, because Bobby Kotick was like, Bobby, we need a new one every year, man.
New one every year. Now we should be on to Warzone 3 next year.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to continue under Microsoft. Probably not.
No, it's...
I would think it's going to be just Warzone, and they'll just do seasons and whatnot.
It's a service. It's a games as a service. You just do seasons. Like,
but
why
how are we
going to
force them? Well, how are we going to get them to buy every skin again?
Well, I guess that's true.
Yeah. No, they need to make new skins every year.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Microsoft does. The other thing, too, is like the Activision way was like, oh, wow, people really love Guitar Hero. You know what? Let's do 40 Guitar Heroes and burn it into the ground. And then move on to the next one. And then never make another one again, you know?
Yep.
So now with Microsoft, hopefully we'll see some of these like dusty old franchises come out of the closet and get like a new iteration. Not like I want a new Guitar Hero, but like...
Yeah, I mean, does Guitar Hero take back off in 2024?
No, I don't think so. I don't think anyone's looking to buy another plastic guitar anytime soon.
No. I mean, some people are.
Yeah.
The people who are playing Clone Hero.
They could sell some for sure, but like, I mean... I don't think it's going to be like another huge Guitar Hero renaissance or anything like that.
Probably not.
But what about their other things? Like we've said it, like World of Warcraft on console, like on Xbox.
Yep,
like
just makes sense.
They've never done that before. I mean, why wouldn't they do that? And the way Microsoft has been going, like they would love to get that everywhere, probably.
Oh, of course.
I mean, again, I've always said since day one, like Microsoft did not buy Activision to get Call of Duty on PlayStation. They had to, as part of their whatever it was thing with the FTC and all that.
Yeah.
What did they even say it was?
It's like a 5-year deal.
But it was like, why? What was their reasoning again? It was like, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah. Anyways,
Can't remember.
But yeah, there's a lot of things going to be happening, I think. And with the backing of Microsoft, not that Blizzard didn't have any money, Activision Blizzard, but now they got that Microsoft money on their hands. And also it could mean like, well, maybe the problem before was like, maybe World of Warcraft wasn't on console because they didn't have anyone to work on it. Well, Microsoft ships it off to like one of their 5 other studios to port it over, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So, who knows? I'm excited to see. And Phil Spencer is a bit of a, like, gaming dude.
He likes games.
Yeah, so he's probably just like, oh yeah, he's got the pen to like greenlight anything now.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting time to see what comes out.
Yeah,
maybe a lot of things will get fixed over there. Maybe.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it won't be overnight, I don't think, but the culture will change, and they don't work for Activision Blizzard anymore. They work for Microsoft.
Yep.
So, and they'll have to sign the new thing like, you've been laid off by Activision Blizzard. Here's your new Microsoft package. Sign or die. Yeah. So I'm excited to see what's going on. And also, I like that my shares that I bought were almost worth $100 each when they bought them. That's pretty good.
Yes.
So I bought them before the announcement of the merger. So they were like at an all-time low. And again, I said I was like, fuck, I should have just spent every single cent I had on them. But I'm too pussyfooted around there.
I mean, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, but if I had done it...
It's a lot of money, and it's a gamble.
Well, that's the gamble part. But even when it was down low, I was just like, of course it's going to go back up. They got Call of Duty. Like, it doesn't matter what the culture is like over there. That's why the shares were so low, is because of all the stuff with the sexual harassment and whatnot. The shares went down so much. But it was like, it's going to go back up. And I didn't have the cojones to pull the trigger. So I could have been like...
You could have been a millionaire.
No, I don't know about that, but I could have got a lot of money for sure.
You could have been building your new PC already.
Damn right. Damn right, dude. I could be doing that anyways.
You could be doing that.
Yeah, anyways.
Here's something Disney could be doing.
Uh-huh.
Making Disney Dreamlight Valley free to play. But they're not going to.
I didn't even realize this game wasn't out yet.
I don't even know what this game is.
This has been on Game Pass for a while. This is like Animal Crossing Disney style.
Oh.
So you build your little Animal Crossing thing, and you go on little quests for Donald Duck will tell you to go, I don't know, find 5 feathers or something like that. And you plant a tree and plant a flower and whatever. But I didn't even know it wasn't out yet, because it's been on Game Pass for a while now.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was supposed to be free to play. I always thought it was always going to be a retail thing. But yeah, they've come back and they said, no, it's going to be a full retail game now for starting at $40 USD. Which is, I mean, if it's like a retail game, that's cool. But it's kind of like a free-to-play game that they're just charging you $50 for.
Yeah, it's probably built to be a free-to-play game where you go in and do your microtransactions, all that stuff. But
well, yeah, it is basically, because the breakdown of the different versions are, you can get the $40 game, the base game, or you can get the Cozy Edition, which is $50. You get a physical copy of the game with also 14,500 moonstones.
Ooh, moonstones!
So what are you using moonstones for, do you think?
Buying in-game purchases, like your slippers, I would imagine.
Yeah,
Get
or your
Cheshire
other
cat
chapeau or
slicker
whatever.
And your Cheshire cat slippers.
Yeah.
They've got tails on them.
Yeah.
A little, little eyeballs bugging out with its crazy grin along your toes.
So, I don't mind in-game purchases like in a game like this, as long as you could potentially do it for free. I don't know how this game works. Maybe you can earn moonstones in the game by doing game things.
At $40, $50, or even $70 pop, you better be able to.
Yeah, but, I mean, or is it just sort of like the equivalent of an Apex Legends Battle Pass, where it's like, there's some things that are free, but if you want everything, you got to pay money.
At least $220.
Yeah, exactly. So, especially this close to the full release, that's also baloney too, dude. Like, let's wait till the last minute. Like, it's literally like a month away.
Yeah, that's a tricked ya kind of deal right there.
Especially if you've been playing early access on something like Game Pass.
Yeah.
And it's like, haha. You want to pay when it leaves Game Pass? Oh,
Wild.
well, save your money.
Wild.
I mean, it's obviously it's not going to be a problem. People will buy it because it's Disney.
Yes.
So,
are you playing this game?
No.
But it's like Animal Crossing, isn't it?
I don't play Animal Crossing.
Oh.
The only Animal Crossing-like game I'm going to play is whatever the island is called in Yakuza, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. I'll be playing that one. And the only thing I was thinking about is like, whoa, can you visit someone else's island in that one? That would be incredible.
That would be cool.
I don't know, though. They didn't say, so probably not. Are you going to play this game? No. I already know the answer.
No. The only Disney game I'm playing is That other Disney game. The card game. What the hell is that
Oh,
called?
Lorcana?
Lorcana.
Have you played it?
No.
Yeah. So you're not...
I haven't unboxed the stuff.
Oh, okay.
That you'll know when I unbox the stuff because
Yeah.
it'll be live on stream.
Yeah, I was gonna try this game, but I just never bothered. It seemed like it could be interesting, but I also don't care that much about Disney at all. So, especially modern Disney.
Well, modern Disney encompasses many different studios now.
But modern Disney animation. That's basically what's in this game.
I don't know if I've watched any.
Well, I haven't, but like when
Modern
I
Disney
see
animation.
modern anything, I'm like, I don't like Frozen. It's like I don't give a shit about Frozen or any of that stuff. But then it's like I see Steamboat Willie, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. So
Yeah, I haven't seen Frozen. I haven't seen any Disney in quite some time. Like actual legitimate Disney. I think Moana
no, I never saw
was
it.
the last one I watched.
I mean, I don't know of like if I saw anything that was Disney animation related, it would have been like when it was still hand animated.
Yeah,
Like, but that would have been the last time I saw
Black
anything.
Cauldron style.
Well, not quite that old, but I'm thinking like maybe Beauty and the Beast or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like when I was a kid, it'd be like I watched Robin Hood and all that shit. But like after that, no, I didn't give a shit about it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just don't care. Though I did see the live action Beauty and the Beast in the theaters, so it was okay. He was all right.
I couldn't.
You couldn't
I tried.
really?
Yeah, couldn't get through it.
Wow. No, I didn't think it was that bad. The only thing I thought was like, why is this Josh Gad guy everywhere? Where did he come from? I don't understand. Just seemed...
Josh Gad?
He was like Gaston's, like, the guy that was in love with Gaston. Like the chubby guy. He seemed to be in love with Gaston.
Seemed to be.
He just was like his manservant, but also seemed like he was in love with him.
Ah.
Yeah, he's just like he's like a comedian, but I was like, why do I see him everywhere now? Like, who the fuck is this guy?
Don't know.
I don't know either.
Couldn't even put a face to the
I
name.
saw him doing a bit with Billy Crystal, and I'm like, how's he doing a bit with Billy Crystal? That guy's a comic legend, and this guy just came out of nowhere. I was just like,
Wow.
I don't know who he is. So, anyways.
There you go.
But I thought it was fine.
I don't know why I couldn't get through it. Maybe I just didn't apply myself.
Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe I was like, watch something else.
It wasn't my choice to see it anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Not
That's a
free play.
pass.
Hard pass.
It's a pass for both of us.
Next up,
Uh-huh.
first-party studios are allegedly upset with GAAS focused direction of PlayStation.
I was like, what is the GAAS direction? I don't get it.
Don't know.
And then I was like,
either.
oh, games as a service.
gas.
Yes, GAAS. Yeah, I'm not a fan of their games as a service direction either. But, I mean, that's where the money is, so...
That's literally where all the money is.
That's the way it's going to be, right? Yeah, so David Jaffe, who is a bit of a... I don't know how you would describe him. He's a bit of a maverick.
A maverick, eh?
Well, he kind of just says what he wants to say and be damned with it all.
Mm-hmm.
He was the guy that did Twisted Metal, and he started God of
yeah.
War and everything like that. He said he's been hearing from a lot of first sources in PlayStation, that people are not happy about the games as a service direction they're going, which, yeah, I can kind of tell without even being told that's probably the way it is. Especially, the one that really set me off was when they, not set me off, but what I was just like, that's weird, was when they had the announcement of The Last of Us remastered or whatever they did. And they had, what's his name on the stage, but they also brought out the voice actors of Ellie and Joel to talk about the game as well as the show at the PlayStation. I don't even know where it was, the Summer Games Festival with... Anyways, I remember watching it, and they announced they're doing the remaster, but also they have a multiplayer Last of Us shooter coming. Like a co-op versus... it was called Last of Us Factions, and I was like, that's a weird one for that game. Like, its whole thing is its narrative, like, story is supposed to be so good, and the whatever, that's the whole thing it's built on, and then they're building a stupid Last of Us multiplayer game. It's like, that's very weird. But obviously games as service, because that's what Sony went to the Naughty Dog and was like, you know what you should do with that Last of Us that you got there? A multiplayer shooter. Wouldn't that be good?
Have you seen Call of Duty Zombies?
Yeah, exactly.
It does very well.
So that's first person, but yeah. Anyways.
It would be, yeah.
So the rumor is that it's already been canceled, Last of Us Factions, which was only announced a year or two ago. I can't remember. I think it was not this summer, but the summer beforehand. But I'm not a... Yeah, when they're doing games like that, Last of Us multiplayer game, I'm like, that just makes no sense to me as a games as service. But if they took the existing game and made it... Like, if they took Twisted Metal and made a games as service Twisted Metal, where you're, like, earning, I don't know, a different skin for Axel or whatever, or you could buy the skin, doesn't that make more sense?
Yeah.
Than a fucking Last of Us, like, multiplayer game? That'd be like if they made a games as service Spider-Man 2 spin-off game, where you're, like, web-slinging around the town, versus or something like that. You got a pensive look on your face.
Well, this game sounds kind of cool.
Which, the Last of Us Factions one?
The Factions multiplayer, players lead a clan of survivors through 12 weeks, either as Fireflies or Hunters.
Yeah.
There are no multiplayer abilities unique to either faction, and at the end of 12 weeks, choosing the other faction does not reset the player's progress. Each match played counts as one day, and gives the players opportunities to gather supplies to fuel the clan's growth and progress. Mm-hmm. At the start of each game, the player will be told the target amount of supplies needed to keep the clan healthy. Any extra supplies over the amount needed will be used to entice other survivors to join your clan. Hungry and sick survivors can be healed, collecting more than the target amount of supplies during each day. It sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think they would just go for... Well, that's the thing. They wouldn't just go for, like, what do we have? Our modes, PvP, King of the Hill, Big Team Battle. Like, they're not a sort of developer that would just go for the basic.
Yeah.
They would try to make something new because they had to, basically. They wouldn't go for the boring or whatever.
Yeah. There's supply raid, survivor missions,
but even still, missions. Like, or maybe it was like a Tarkov-esque game. Like, who knows?
Tarkov-esque would be cool.
But still, it's even still like...
It's crafting.
No one asked for this as a Last of Us game. Did it have to be a Last of Us game?
It probably didn't have to be a Last of Us game. It looks...
Well, all they had...
Like, the ideas they have in it look pretty cool.
Yeah.
And with the way it works. Yeah, it probably didn't have to be a Last of Us game, but tagging Last of Us onto it probably works out in recognition.
Oh, big time. But again, people that are Last of Us fans are probably just not like, this is what I was hoping for. A generic group of survivors for me to, like, get a can of beans for. You know?
In supply raid, each team starts with 20 respawns, and the goal of the match is to eliminate the opposing team. How's the supply raid?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
The ideas are there, but I mean, it's whether it flies or not, who the hell knows.
We've known for a while that this was Sony's sort of goal. That's like kind of why they bought Bungie. Because Bungie already has a games as service model set up with Destiny.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a bad model, but whatever. That's me.
They fudged it. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean,
they fudged it for some people. Other people still like it.
Well, I think the people that are mostly still loving it are ones that probably haven't been playing since when it was a paid game.
Yeah.
Because then they'd be like, oh, I paid for this, and you deleted it all.
Yeah.
I can't even play the stuff I purchased. That's pretty cool.
It's very cool.
But that was why they bought Bungie. It wasn't because Destiny is such a name brand recognition thing. It was a technology and I don't even know what you'd call it. Idea purchase, you know?
Yes.
Just to get the expertise of
expertise of the games as a service platform.
Yeah. And I'm sure Bungie didn't cost as much as they, you know, it was probably sold or bought by Microsoft for in the Halo days.
Yeah, probably not.
It's crazy how Bungie was just like, yeah, let's be bought by Microsoft. And then it was like, no, we don't want to be owned. Like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Then they buy themselves out from Microsoft, and it's like, yeah, let's get bought by Sony now. So obviously, whoever's in charge over there was like, I'm going to get another payday here.
Let's get another payday.
Yeah, let's get another payday.
And then they'll buy themselves out again.
Well, that only worked because Microsoft, it was either like sell Bungie or everyone in charge is going to quit, basically.
Yeah.
So Microsoft was like, okay, we'll sell it off, then we don't have a company worth nothing. Mm-hmm. Where Sony I think Sony would be like, okay, quit. That's fine.
It's fine. Just get out of here.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Sony would call their bluff. So, anyways,
Probably.
games of service, it can be good, but
yeah,
not in every game.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, Game Club.
Ooh.
Each week,
Yep.
we talk about a game after we've played a chapter or a segment or a timed interval of that game.
Yep.
Yes.
True.
And we talk about it. You out there listening along, you can play along with us and you can share your experiences because this is a club and a club is more than two people. Is it though? Could be.
It is.
So if you want to play along with us, you're more than welcome to do so. You can join us live in the chat, twitch.tv/StreamVoidPod.
Yep.
Or there's a link in the Discord down below. You can go to the forum post that is there and share your experiences, and we will read them on the air.
Yes.
Even though we're not really on the air, but we're kind of on the air. Whatever it is. And we are playing Control.
Yep.
Which is a game that came out a little while ago.
From Remedy.
And it is amazing.
Yes.
And we're on Chapter 6.
Sure. Mission 6.
Mission 6.
Yeah.
Chapter 6, yes.
Where we have to find...
Our broski.
Devin? What's his name?
Dylan. So,
we
were watching some Gen V.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah. And then I played some...
Cyberpunk?
Not Cyberpunk. I played Game Club.
Okay.
Like,
Control.
Yeah, Control. And I was like, aren't they both Dylan?
Who's Dylan? Oh, his brother in the basement or whatever? Oh, yeah. What's his name?
Yeah, it is Dylan.
Okay. I never noticed that. And I watched that, whatever that show is last night.
Yeah. They're both Dylan. So
But I've not seen him outside of him getting, like, molested the one time.
Yes.
In the basement. So I haven't seen all the episodes yet.
Yeah, so we're going to find Dylan. We've got the free reign. Shepard? What's her name?
Jessie?
No, not Jessie.
Shepard.
Is it Shepard?
I think so.
Shepard was like, this is where he is. I've got other stuff to do.
Yeah.
Don't take him out of there. Don't let him out.
Yeah. And we're supposed to go down to the Panopticon in Containment. And man, I'm looking at the map. I'm like, where the fuck is Containment? I can't find it. I can't find Panopticon. I'm running around, be like, this area's blacked out. Okay, is it over here? No. Then it's like, oh, maybe now I'm supposed to go through the ashtray maze. So I go over there, run around. No. And I'm like, where the fuck am I supposed to go here? And then I was like, oh my god, if I go in this fucking elevator and press the button, and if it just says Containment, I'm going to be pretty pissed here. So I go in the big elevator, press the button. It's like, hey, you want to go to Containment? I was like, oh,
there you go.
For fuck's sakes, man.
Beauty.
Yeah, I ran around for half an hour trying to figure out how to get to Containment. So,
I went straight to the elevator and hit the button.
I was just faffing about. So, also, did you talk to, what's her name there? The blonde-haired woman in the boardroom.
Emily?
It's like, no, it's not Emily.
Emma?
But it's something, anyways.
Yee.
She, when you talk to her in this mission, she's like, oh, I lost track of my friend. Can you find my friend for me? She's down below.
Hello.
She's down below the central research or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, that's a side mission. I'll check it out. So you go down there, and it's like the zombie central down there. So I'm wondering if this is where you went. Remember you said you fell down an elevator?
Yep.
And you got wrecked?
On my way down.
You got wrecked
a
bunch? Was it zombies that were wrecking you? Yeah, so that's where you have to go to talk to her.
Oh.
It's down there.
Interesting, because when I go down there and not have that mission, there's nobody down there.
Okay, well, maybe it's a different area, but this area...
You have to go to research.
Yeah, and you went all the way down.
All the way down.
So you go around this corner behind the stairs, and there's like all this mold shit running, and then you fall down the hole.
Yep.
Yeah, that
and
was
you end
down
up in
there.
The bathroom?
I don't know if I was in a bathroom, but as I was walking around down there, You go into a big area with some mold, and then you go into another area, and there's like what looks like a portable building.
Oh.
And the door, there's 2 guards standing there, and they're like, "Oh, I don't think you want to go in there. She doesn't like it when people barge in." And I'm like, "I'm the director, fuck you." And I go in, and she's like talking about how this mold is coming in from another dimension.
Oh yeah.
And she needs to stop it because it's probably going to just take over our dimension because of the way it replicates or whatever.
So that is a different area. That is not
okay
within the area that I was in.
Interesting. Or it might have been closed off.
It could have been closed off.
Maybe I don't remember, but maybe I needed the key card.
I'm going to do that when I play and see if it's the same.
Well, anyways, I was down there, and I don't know if the zombies play by the rules.
They don't.
Because I went into a room, and there was some zombies at the end of the thing. So I started throwing things at me. I don't like them because they just walk towards you.
Yes.
Which is disturbing to me for whatever reason. So I destroyed them, and I ran over there, and I could see through the window there was zombies walking along the window, like coming to the door to get in. So I was like, okay, whatever. So then I go and I'm looking around here, and I turn around, and there's a zombie halfway into the room walking at me, and it's really freaked me out. So I started throwing things at it or whatever, and I killed it. But then when I went forward to go further into the mission, I got to another room, and there's zombies across the way or whatever. Yep. So I started throwing at them, but I didn't know they were like spitting shit at me and whatever.
You cannot see that.
Yeah.
It's you can't see it. And it locks onto you,
so
it tracks you.
So then I died, and it took me all the way back to the boardroom. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to the main mission. I'll do this later. But yeah, I don't like the zombies. They're just, I don't know.
They're tough.
I didn't find them tough. It was just disturbing the way I like in that area where that quest was, the big room, open room I go to. I went around the corner. I'm like, oh my God, there's like 10 of them coming at me. So then I started throwing shit at them, and nothing was exploding because there was nothing to explode, right?
Yep.
So I knocked a bunch of them down. Then I had to fall back because I ran out of my juice. So, anyways, it was disturbing. Before
I did any of the mission stuff, I had 7 points to distribute.
Wow, holy!
And I don't know how you have the 3rd slot, personal mod slot unlocked. I've only got 2.
If you look on the bottom, it shows you a progression bar.
Yeah, you have to level up.
But it says you need to spend a certain number of points to unlock the last one. So I made specific sure that I bought a skill that took me to that amount of points. Because I had I had 3 points, right?
Yeah.
And I needed to spend 3 points to get to the next mod slot. But all my skills were either worth 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So I bought a 3-pointer. Because if I bought a 2, I would have been short 1. And I would have to wait till I level up again. So...
Yeah, so you must be way higher level, because I am not even close to filling that 3rd bar.
I don't know. I mean, mine's full, so...
Yeah, mine's not, and I had 7 points, spent them all.
Yeah.
Still didn't get it.
I don't know how I could be higher level, but...
My throw is maxed.
Like, all the way down?
All the way down.
Something's rotten in Denmark, because mine's definitely not maxed. Yeah. But I have a bunch on the right-hand side, too.
Yeah, I maxed out my throw, and my secondary throw slot is almost maxed. I think I'm 1 short.
What the fuck?
From having that maxed.
I might have to look at it and see, because mine is nowhere near close to full that way. But I have all my other skills, except shield. I don't think I put anything in shield.
I found some... So there's a bit in shield where when your shield breaks, you throw all of the stuff at the nearest enemy.
Oh, yeah.
That you have.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to get my way down to there, because that sounds cool as frig.
I just never use shield. So...
I have used it a couple times, especially so when you're going through, there's a couple of documents talks about the anchor.
Yeah.
The anchor thing. And when you go and you start doing the mission, there is a guy in a HRA, and he's wounded.
Oh, yeah, I didn't do that one.
You didn't do that one?
No, I didn't do that. That's when you go into the clocks.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good one, eh?
So there's a part where I was like...
Try not to spoil it too much.
I'm not going to try... I'm trying not to spoil it too much. There's a part to get to, through the clocks, and you have to, it's like a big jump.
Okay.
And so it's like, okay, big jump.
Okay, so did you do this before you purged the TV?
Before I purged the TV.
Okay.
It's doable.
Oh.
But as soon as I purged the TV, I was like, oh my God.
That would have been so much easier.
That would have been so much. I died so many times in that area.
Oh, yeah. Well, the reason I didn't do that, I didn't do the clocks, and I didn't do the other one for the rescuing the girl, or finding the girl, was because I didn't stream it. And I just was like, I'm just going to do the main mission. And then when I get back to streaming next week, then I can go and do all the side missions and everything. Because I also found another side mission that you couldn't actually do. Because I was going to do that one because it seemed interesting. Did you talk to the guy that was looking at the jukebox or whatever?
No, there's never been a guy in the jukebox.
Well, no, maybe it wasn't a jukebox. What was he looking at? A refrigerator? Anyways.
Oh, yes. So he's in the Panopticon.
Yeah.
And he's looking at the refrigerator because I was like, earlier in the mission, I was reading all the stuff about the refrigerator.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, there's the refrigerator. But the Panopticon is super cool because now you get to see all of the objects of power that you've been reading about the entire time.
Well, besides the ones we've
Yeah.
Oh no, these aren't objects of power. These are, what did they call them? There's two different things.
AWEs?
Yeah, these are the objects of power ones that the director can cleanse and take their power.
Yeah.
But the other ones are like, because what did that guy with the comb over say? He said objects of power are like a hurricane, but the other ones are like a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
And that now the hiss has come in, it's turning them to be like, rather than it's raining corn, it's raining knives, or whatever he said. Which, that was the other thing too, is when I got to that guy, he's like humming a song when you go in the room. Because he's the guy that says, like, oh, you want to talk to your brother? Well, there's a object of power on the loose.
Yeah.
It's going to destroy the place. You should take care of that first, and then you can talk to your brother. But when I first went in there, he's like, humming. And then when I talked to him, he's just standing there looking at me for 5 seconds. And I'm like, oh, he's really awkward. And then it cuts to Jessie, and she's standing there just looking at him.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to him. I'm like, this is a weird scene. That, like... When is Jessie going to say something? And then it cuts to her, like, zoomed in on her eyes, like she's talking to you as the character. And I'm like, is the audio not played? So then I was like, this is weird. Well, no, there was no subtitles or nothing. But that was the thing. The audio track, I don't think, played, so their lips weren't moving either. So they were literally just staring at each other.
That's wild.
So I was like, okay, let me quit and go to the menu. Because maybe it glitched out. So I reloaded, I go to talk to him, and it does the same thing, and I'm like, this doesn't seem right. But I quit to the main menu. So I was like, let me restart the game. So then I restarted the game, and I go in, and he's like, oh, hello, how are you? And then their lips are moving and everything. I was like, that was super weird. So...
Yeah.
It was very... Because at first I just thought it was like an awkward scene where, like, the guy looks like he's awkward, right? He's got, like, a scar on his face and comb over and his tie's crooked. So I just thought he was, like, socially inept. But it was like, no, it's just a glitch. But yeah, we have to cleanse the TV.
Yeah.
And it's...
In order to get to Dylan, we have to cleanse the TV.
Because it's loose and it'll wreck the whole Panopticon if it doesn't get cleansed, basically.
Yeah. What a wild journey it takes us on.
So, yeah, it's like takes us into an extra dimension almost. I don't know. We have to make our way through the Panopticon to the 4th floor, and then we find the TV, and she's like, oh, I better cleanse this, and it's like, ha, gotcha! It flies away.
Just distorting the entire reality around everything.
And then we have to go fight the head of security or something?
Yeah.
Salvador?
Yeah, Salvador. He's the head of security.
Yeah. And he's like, I mean, I don't know what he is, just a big hiss monster, basically.
Yeah, this is pretty tough fight.
But all the guys drop down and they fight you, and I died the first time because I didn't realize some other guys had, like, come around from the side and started shooting me.
Yeah.
So then the second time I was like, I better pay more attention. But I think what really helped me this time was I would dominate mind on some of these guys, and they would distract them. Other thing, too, is like when it spawned the heavy, like, guys with a rocket launcher, I kept grabbing the rockets out of the sky and shooting them back, which I really like a lot.
Yes.
But
I still haven't got the dominate mind yet.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it was not that hidden either.
Huh.
It was just off the side when you go down one of the hallways.
Yeah.
You can like literally see it. There's like a red room, and you just go into it and get it.
I'll have to see if I can find it next time.
I don't remember exactly where it was. I'm sure if you look on the map, there'll be like a little side area that's
just question marks.
Yeah, and then it'll be right in there.
Probably.
And then once we dominate or cleanse the TV, we get the levitate ability. And as soon as we got it, I'm like, damn, where was that one hole in the wall that I saw that I was like, I need to fly into that hole in the wall. I remember going down. I remember specifically we were going down. It was kind of busted in the area. And I'm like, there's this hole in the wall up top. And I'm like, how the fuck do I get into that hole? So.
Yeah, like the quest where I was going through the clocks.
Mm-hmm.
There's some areas, and I'm like, how the hell do you get up there? Like, what is this crap?
Well, and that makes me think, like, you went to the top of the Black Rock Quarry and saw all the campsites. It's like, oh, I should fly up there now. It'd be really easy.
Yeah.
But the other thing, too, once we beat the whatever the TV was called, I can't remember. Did you notice that the area where the TV was, the walls were all fucked up? And there would be, like...
Go back?
But also, like, the wall would be vertical, but there'd be, like, tables and chairs stuck on the wall and stuff. So I was like, are we getting a gravity power later where we can run on walls weirdly?
Well, normally, like, when you cleanse the control point in the area, everything goes back to normal.
No.
But there's no control point to cleanse in this area. I was looking around, oh, no control point.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see if there's going to be some sort of weird gravity switching ability later. Like, who the fuck knows in this game? But I did like after I got the levitate power, it's like, oh, there's a chest way up there. Let me fly up there and grab that, you know?
Yeah, I was just like, just jump off the edge. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You just float around.
Exactly. I did die in the astral plane after I got the power because I'm used to a game like when you're doing a levitation thing, it'll be like jump and then hit A again.
Yeah.
So I kept doing that, even though I knew it's like hold down A. So I'd be like, okay, here we go. And I'd jump, and then I would hit it again and just fall between two blocks. I was like, fuck! I did it again. I did like, after you leave the area where you have gotten the power to levitate, you have to go to floor 5 to see Dylan. And as you leave the little area with the TV, you come out on the catwalk in the Panopticon, and you can see off to the right, there's like one of the cells is sort of hanging, and it's broken open.
Yep.
And you're supposed to jump to that, and then but they spawn one bad guy on there to take your eye immediately to it.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's a good way to like point you to where you got to go without saying like, hey, you should jump over here. Wouldn't that be a smart play? So I killed the guy, and I'm like, oh, perfect. I'll just fly over there and whatever.
Yeah.
Except I went too close to the railing. So Jesse's like, oh, I'll vault over the railing. So then I fell all the way down to level 2.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, look at all this Panopticon stuff down here. And you can look, and there's like a swan. Oh, there's a crowbar. And I was like, what's the crowbar's deal over here?
Yeah, right.
A little Half-Life reference or what?
Yeah, the swan, the crowbar. Yeah. Everything you've read about is here.
Yeah. So then I had to fly my way back up to the top and everything. But then we get up to level 5, and we eventually get to the little Dylan room.
Mm-hmm.
It's all destroyed. Yeah, it's all destroyed. He's escaped. You can listen to a little tape about Dylan. Well, actually, did you listen to a little tape about Dylan?
I listened to a little tape about Dylan.
Because you get there, and you call back to whatever, and she's like, oh, yeah, your brother just showed up here. He's over here. He's surrendered. You should come back. And then that's the end of the mission.
I know.
Like, oh, my God. Why?
I was like, son of a...
So then I went in the room, and I looked around, and I flew to the top of his cage, and there's a treasure up there, of course.
Yep.
And then there's a little audio tape of them interviewing Dylan. And, like, I get what the whole point of it was, is they wanted to know about Jessie, where she is, what she's doing, you know?
Yeah.
So they're asking Dylan these questions, like, hey, let's talk about Jessie a bit. Did she ever say she'd like to go on a trip anywhere, you know? Any addresses that she'd like to go to? Or, like, should she want to visit any monuments or anything like that? And he's like, why are you asking me these questions? And they're like, oh, no reason. We just want to get to know you or whatever. And the other thing we learned from this, too, is that Jessie... They basically told Dylan, like, oh, we asked her to come, but she didn't want to come. She doesn't want to come here. Sorry. Whereas they never asked Jessie
No.
or anything about her, because she wanted to find Dylan. So Dylan thinks that she didn't give a fuck about him.
Yeah.
So he's all upset about it because he's like, when I first came here, I really thought highly of my sister, but now I don't really care about her or whatever. So the Bureau of Controls kind of screwed them both over here.
Yeah, and we find out that Dylan's been affected by the hiss.
Yeah,
but not in the normal way you would get affected by the hiss.
Something's going on with him, but he still is like human, relatively, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, there's a lot of story stuff happened, but it was actually a short-ish mission.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just like, oh, it's over now.
Did you find the audio or the log of the guy who did the voice acting for the Ranger mission, the Ranger course?
I don't know. What was he saying?
He was complaining that they used the first take.
Yeah.
He was like, I didn't know they were going to use the first take. Like, what is this?
They did that I think that was in the room with the mission, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I went through and reread a lot of stuff that I hadn't read yet.
Yeah.
So
that was in the mission room, basically. Yeah, right before you start the mission, you listen to this thing, and he's complaining about whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one, too. I like how some of the paperwork you find is just nothing.
Yeah,
It's just like, what was the point of this? But there's a lot of it. Like, I think I've already found 100 and something pieces of media.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, I guess some of it is automatic, too. Like, you fight a new hiss monster, it's like, here's a hiss file about him. But I picked up and read so much shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I heard a tape today, or yesterday when I played it, like, just as a reminder for everyone today that anyone that gets any notes or memos on red or pink paper, incinerate immediately. If you don't, there's grounds for termination, and you may also become injured. It's like, oh, okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of interesting stuff here. Yeah, and then again with so we go back into the Hope Motel.
Yep.
And there's another motel mission.
Yep.
And we had to straighten a painting.
Yep.
But like
easy.
Yeah, what was the deal? There was nothing going on with this one.
No.
I was just like, I must have missed something. Like, what was the deal? So the only option I had was to like straighten the painting. So I did that, and then I went back to the first room, and it was like, oh, that worked.
Yep.
But I did hear when I went in there was a man screaming.
Yes.
And I was like, well, where was that from? It's very weird.
Yeah.
And also in the previous time, I forgot to say, when we went in there, you could hear people outside being like, hello, I want to get a room. I booked a room.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
Strange.
There was like someone outside going like, I think they're closed. Al, let's get out of here. They're not open. So it was very interesting. But yeah, it was just like, what was the there was no puzzle or anything.
Once you go to the clock room, you have to do the thing.
Okay.
And
oh, that's right. There was a cord right there.
Yeah. So you go through, and the puzzle, I didn't know how to do it.
Oh, interesting. I can't wait to try it and see if I can figure it out.
I don't know what the solution was.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, I got through, but I have no idea
random
what
guessing
I did.
Or whatever?
Yeah. I would go, ding, first room.
Okay.
Ding, second room. Okay. Ding, third room. Okay. Ding, first room. What is happening? Ding, second room. I went through the cycle like 3-4 times, and then I was like, here's your key.
Interesting.
Like, what is going on? How is this puzzle? What is this puzzle?
I'll have to check it out. Maybe there's no puzzle.
There might not be a puzzle.
Yeah, lots of questions still, so I'm excited to see where it goes. Still no new costume for Jessie.
Nope.
I don't know where you find them.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I'm going to go back to all like the areas and take a look with my levitation powers now and see what I can do. Because I definitely want to find that one hole that I saw, because I definitely want to see what's in there. It's probably nothing, probably some shitty mod or whatever. But I definitely want to check that out.
I'm just going to rub my face on surfaces and try and get out of bounds.
Yeah. I did open one chest when I was streaming it. Bob Gaming was watching me. And I was like, oh, there's a chest up there. And I'm like, I got to get that. And he's like, you can't get that yet, cryptically.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, really? I think I can probably just do it this way if I, jump and dash or whatever.
Jump dash, yep.
So I did get it. He's like, how did you get up there? Like, I don't know. I just did.
The jump dash is very powerful.
Yeah,
you can just keep going.
Exactly. Yeah, you can keep going.
You can just keep going.
Yeah, so anyways, I'm excited to see what's coming next.
Yes, indeed.
And next time I play, I'm going to do all those side missions and everything. I didn't go back to Ahti this time. see if he had anything.
I haven't
for
been
me.
back to Octagon in forever.
Well,
Not since
he
the
has
first
not
time.
had anything since those first
There you
one
go.
or two. Yeah, the first two.
Yeah.
When you have to unplug the pipes and then whatever the other one was, burn the garbage.
Yeah.
That's been it. So maybe that's why I'm a higher level. Did you do those ones?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I'm sure there's a couple you've done that I haven't. Maybe.
I've done a few of those like alert things.
Yeah, I've done a
but
few of them, too.
not many. Because usually they're just like, I'm in the middle of something. I'm not fucking going all the way over
Yeah,
there.
right?
Get
I'm
out
not
of
going
here.
all the way back. I
Yeah,
just got here.
exactly.
Although, you can fast travel around, so it makes things a lot easier.
Yeah. Well, if you can understand the map,
Yeah.
it makes it easier.
Yes.
So, anyways.
Very good game.
Yep.
And if you guys listening along want to play with us,
Yes.
please do.
Yes. You
Join
should.
us live on Twitch, twitch.tv/StreamvoidPod,
Yep.
or down in the Discord down below, and post in the forum topic about this game.
Yes.
And we will, of course, read and interact with you as we go.
Yes, please.
And, patreon.com. Streamvoid Pod. Get in there. Throw money at the screen. There is a whole hour and a half of pre-show content
Yep,
on
there
this
is.
show where we sample Pepsi Nitro for the very first time.
Yes.
And if you want to listen to that, it's just $1 a month.
Easy.
Easy. And with that being said, we will see you guys again in 1 week's time.
Au revoir.
Goodbye.